Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Kaiserpunk once more, to the demo version that we're playing here right now in this sponsored Let's Play series. And yeah, in the last episode we laid out the groundwork, the foundation for our city, for our settlement. We have tier 1 and tier 2 villagers living here. That's our laborers that we have and our manufacturers, and we continue onwards with the preparation of the army. If you're interested in this game, don't forget to check out the link in the video description to get to the Steam page where you can also wishlist the game. Now let's go ahead and start the next event. We're still playing through the missions, through the story as well, and yeah, trying to unravel the monster that this game is with all its mechanics. And as expected, the factory storage was full. Resource-wise, we're covered for a little while. It's not sustainable in the long run, but we can train and arm at least a basic army. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We need to build a military base for this first, where we also can then house and staff soldiers. Enables the creation of battalions. This costs me a bit, and yeah, it also costs a lot of space, as we can see. Let's go ahead and have this one also somewhere over here, I should say, so that we still have a bit of room then, probably also on its way to that depot. Even though the depot I would actually like to keep as a factory district, right? So I'm going to have my base probably somewhere here, just behind or in front of the farm, so that we also kind of like hide the farm a bit. And there it is. Brave volunteers from the disbanded battalion have come forward to form a new militia unit to serve in your first army. They know what's at stake. They also know that it's nearly not enough, but training more units demands weapons, resources and recruits, all of which are scarce commodity. As motivated as they are, a single unit won't stand a chance in any real combat. Training additional units is a must. And for that, we need to, first of all, have a road connection. Just over here. Just behind my block of houses there. To make this work. There you go. Next up, let's have a look inside. There's my battalion now. And as we can see, we got one militia army now. And we want to train a few more. So what do we need for that? Train 3 additional militia units. That's the target here. So let's go ahead. There we have them. We also have field guns available already, but I don't need them. As we can see, we do have a whole bunch of different soldiers and vehicles available here. Also tanks that we can use then. So that's getting then more complex, of course. For now, let's start with the militia, and we need to start 3 additional ones. So there we have them. They will consume now handguns. We do have handguns. We have found them actually. So I don't need to produce more of them, I think, at least for now. We have the ammunition here, food rations, and ammunition that we have already. That should be fine, right? Handguns, 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 handguns. Where's my handguns? We have found some, but I think they're in the already being used, right? Yeah, we've already used them now. 50 these. It also needs a lot of laborers. The problem is we are going down on the laborers there, so I do also need to build a few more homes. Let's go ahead and do this right away. Probably then some over here as well. Make a full block here. Should be fine. Each one of this costs me a bit of plywood, right? So we are actually going pretty low on this now. But of course, we are producing plywood already, so it should be fine. We'll just see. Also, all of this consumes vegetables and then bread. Now, we have started with the bread production, so theoretically I should have enough bread. We'll just see if this is enough or if we need to add an additional bakery. Yeah, also, lots of traffic already on these roads. We got the tractor coming from the farm. We got the trucks delivering resources. We got people going to their workplaces. Getting quite lively on the roads there. I love this one here. 3-wheeled. As it's on its way back to the lumberyard. There's the vegetables. And there we have the army now. And as we can see, yep, the training is in full swing. We are now training more soldiers here. Going to take a while. Handguns and personnel. So with this we can also speed up the time. In the meantime, we also reached a new development threshold. And with that we are unlocking the water pump, the water tower, whole bunch of new upgrades here. So, for example, the coal mine is then running at a lower cost. And also, we have unlocked water produced in water pumps. That's for the manufacturers. Really important. The first militia has been finished. And we're training now the second one. We have enough personnel also for the 3rd battalion then. With that, we should have then 4 militia troops, right? So I think each one of them consists of 50 people, yeah. This should work out for a while then already, hopefully. And also some additional ornaments. We can actually, yeah, add a few of them. The thing is, you need to have a certain space, of course, right? Where you can add these. So we have, for example, here, just beside the army there, we could add some trees as decoration. We even have smaller parks then available as well. Lots of decorations, by the way, right? And they're all in different categories as well, so you can use them then whatever you need. Some lamps here. The advert pillar. This is for advertisement. Join the army that we can have, right? Definitely want to have some lamps here as well. So let's have one here, one here, one here, and here. That we can decorate this one. And some bushes might not be bad. There you go. In between to already beautify the village there as well a bit. We'll just see if we need that road here. No idea yet. Alright, how's the training coming along? The last one is about to be finished. There it is. Very good. And with that, we have everybody ready, hopefully. And we can now deploy them on the world map. So army has been deployed. First army is leaving their military base, embarking on whatever task you want them on. It'll take some time for the army to fully deploy, but after that you can use them. And yeah, with that we have now the big map, the global map unlocked, right? And looks a bit like Hearts of Iron, honestly. I like it. And with this we have then in here Central Europe, my base, where then also my army is now situated. And from here we can then also conquer the world, right? Let's go back to the town itself. Because something is happening. And we can count ourselves lucky this time. It could have ended much worse. Thankfully, the depot guys put out any fires quickly, but we shouldn't really rely on amateurs. As the town grows, we must start looking after all the public services that people expect. That is another mission here that we have now, like a firefighter, for example. So that is then the public services. There's a lots of them, right? Like a fire station and like the elementary school. Let's have a look at the fire station. Provides fire safety. Costs me quite a bit. Upkeep as well. 50, that is. Alright, we actually have a nice surplus there of 250 right now. 10 laborers. And it also costs me 2 development points. Let's just have a look at that. And I hope the range is bigger than what is shown here. That would be nice. And yeah, I would like to have it, of course, in the center of it, right here, across the square in the public area. With this also, we need then electricity to further boost its effectiveness. And for that, power plants are required, which is then a whole new mechanic that we have. So there it is. And for now, I think it's not completely working yet because it does access power substation. Alright, Governor, our army has finished deploying and are awaiting further orders. If I may suggest, we should march them into the neighboring regions. They are bound to find the airbase that those scum are using to attack us. Alright, let's go back to the world map. There we are. So now we have unlocked new regions around us. Western Europe, the Apennine, West Balkan and Carpathia. Right? And here we can now attack. And we're not sure where the airbase is located. Our best bet, based on observed flight path, is Carpathia. That's our best bet. And on the plus side, Carpathia has some interesting resources we could use. So I can now march in. There's no government over there anymore, hopefully. Let's advance with our full forces. And this was a defeat, and your troops have failed to conquer the region. Right? And it will take several tries to do this. So there's a cooldown now on it. And as we can see, Carpathia has lost already some stability. So the more we attack, the better. As long as we're not losing any troops. So we still have the 4 troops available there. I will just need to try it again once that cooldown runs off. And what we got from the warehouse will only get us far cover. Now, I'm sure we can agree that we'll need more weapons and other supplies. Then for that, you can bet that we have to get our 1 ore production going. And yes, let's unlock the ore production. And Conquer Carpathia is now one of my missions, and also producing handguns. And for that, we need a whole bunch of new buildings that we should work on right away. Also, we have now the lumberyard here. I'm going to need a second one, because these actually have several products they can produce. So one of them is producing the plywood, while the other one is producing, what's the name again? Lumber for us now, right? Plywood and lumber it is. Let's also make that road connection completed. There you go. Now we need to build an iron mine, coal mine, and a smelter to set it all up. So there we have coal. Where's iron? Over here, right? It's a bit further away, so we might need extra depots for these guys. For these deposits. Make the first road. Then probably, yeah, here we can actually make that connection to the other one, right? And they're most likely going to need a depot. We'll just see. So let's build the iron mine. Must be built on a deposit. This one here. There you go. And then we need to build a coal mine. Also costs me quite a bit on the upkeep. So we're still having a surplus of 230. This one. There you go. Righto. Now, not working properly. There is no depot nearby. Also no depot nearby for this one. And based on the look of this, it does not look like it's enough. Right, so if I build it here, is that enough? This one has a depot now. This one has a depot now. So now they're working, right? Actually going to cut off the main road then here somewhere into this area. Right, because I definitely don't want to have the main road now going through everything here. Alright, so the iron production is starting. And the ore. And now we need a smelter. So might actually just have this one then right here. This is then producing iron ingots out of it. Or steel, I think. Steel it is, right? Perfect. It also has different producers. So brass we have, lead we have, silver we have, and steel. Lots of that. And then we just need a factory. This is actually a new building. A factory produces a range of resources. It's a really complex one. It also requires electricity to function. And based on the upkeep, we probably will need more taxpayers soon. And yeah, let's have the factory then over here. And once again, we can then decide what we want to produce here. For example, there would be food rations out of vegetable and bread. Army rations and handguns, there it is, out of lumber and steel. And weapons in Kaiserpunk are a mass-produced good. If the Great War has taught you anything, then it is that you can never have enough weapons. Alright. Now we need to build up a cellulose production out of a lumberyard and then the cellulose factory. Still have no electricity, right? Go ahead and have this one here, just beside the factory. Oh, we need more wood. I need to wait there a bit. In the meantime, we can actually go back to the world map and send that army over there again, once more. Yeah, still not there yet. Just lost a bit of health, but that's about it. Right, so stability is down to 58 now. So I think 2 more attacks perhaps, and then we should be able to take it. Also, this one has lots of immigration then to offer for us and lots of resources. Right, so we can make outposts over here then, kind of like. Alright, cellulose production. Do we have enough wood now? No, we don't. So I can also use this time to actually salvage some ruins, like a damaged depot over there. We need some 9 laborers for that. And a day of time, right? And we do get glass, concrete, plywood, and bricks out of that. There might also be survivors in any of these. We'll also like to salvage this. I think also we get... Oh, look at that. There was lots of stuff around it. But it needs 25 laborers, so with that we're out of people. Might need to have another manufacturing house as well. There you go. This is working then a bit more efficiently again. Alright, and we also have a total demand now of 20 kilowatts that we need. Now we have enough plywood, so let's also build us that cellulose factory. There it is. And this is now consuming wood, and make cellulose out of that. Perfect. Next up, we need a brass production. Now, get hold on here. We do need to have some kind of electricity production. So let's have a look at that. We have the windmill, the water pump, the water tower, the gravel pit, and the power substation. So power substation is providing them power in a certain radius. And the windmill, of course, produces and distributes electricity in a small radius. As basic as it gets. Basic, it is fine for me. So we can have this one here, for example. Right next to the buildings that actually require an electricity. And it's producing 25 of that. This is still not enough yet, right? But it's a start. So I would like to build another one, probably. And we could have one here. Nah, let's not have that here. Let's actually have it right next to the other windmill. There it is. And then we need a power substation to connect it all. Oh, yeah, once again, out of plywood. Thinking about a second lumberyard there. The wood is fine though, right? Yeah, the wood is fine. You can see that this is getting a bit complex quickly, especially then also with the addition of electricity. There it is. And with that, we're now distributing electricity, right? And now these buildings have electricity and they're working now and the electricity is flowing. The same also goes for the fire station that is now working. Alright, for the brass, we need copper and zinc and another smelter. So copper, we already know where it is, right? There it is. Let's actually build as a copper mine. And we have some room to play around here, so I can have it right next to the road. I'm really going to need more plywood though, so let's wait on that. And go back to the world map in the meantime and conquer Cathar. Yeah, there it is. Hopefully. Yeah, close. Once again, but I think one more turn and we should actually have won this one and conquered it. A path here, that is. We have enough workforce, so that is fine. Yeah, my tax surplus is only down to 94 now. We have copper. Where's zinc? I haven't found zinc yet on my map. There's water. There's zinc. Alright, it's pretty far away. Should be able to use it though. And we've also salvaged those ruins here and made room, right? So can't work on this one yet. This one here we can repair. A damaged labor house. I don't really need this. I want to salvage things. We need 20 manufacturers for this one. And 48 laborers for this one. That's quite a bit. That I don't have available yet. But I think that with that we're out of salvageable ruins here. Alright. And there you go. Victory. My troops have marched into the region. We haven't lost anyone, I think. Just some morale. And with that we can take over that region now. And the airbase isn't here, Governor. My mistake. Oh, okay. I will make sure the info is 100% valid next time. And we also gain a new threshold with that, the ranch and the fishery, some additional upgrades, meat and fish that we have. And yeah, the entire world consists of regions, and controlling regions makes it possible to exploit the resources over there. So this is the region number 1. We can add now some upgrades to this. So this is basically the outposts that we can use on that, right? Like an outpost serves as a supply point, also a propaganda bureau to increase the immigration interest out of this region to us. To Central Europe, also farming area, air bases to add additional resources then as well. I love this. Great stuff. I love always when you have several layers of expansion possible, right? We have the city itself, and then the world map as well. Now, brass production it is for the next one, and we continue onwards in the third episode of this sponsored Let's Play for Kaiserpunk demo. If you enjoy this game, don't forget to check out the link in the video description, and we continue onwards. Stay tuned.